Well, I think we've probably expected that something like this was going to eventually start to happen over time, but I didn't think it was going to be this strong, and I didn't think so much could change in a year, but here we are. So what I'm talking about is digital video game sales. Obviously, this is something that has been getting bigger and bigger over time. I would say probably the early to mid 2010s is when it really started taking off. You started seeing, especially with console games, that these games were going from just like a base game install on day one so that like your game can run faster to just full-blown like full game downloads just over the internet, not having physical copies at all. And obviously with streaming platforms being so popular, we're seeing this in other forms of media as well. But with video games being the focus here, I knew that this trend was making the percentage of people who just download their games on the internet versus getting physical copies. Yeah, I knew this percentage was just only going to increase, but I thought at this point, I don't know, without really looking at the data until now, I figured it was probably at a point of plateauing for the past few years, but apparently I was completely wrong. So I don't know what happened this last year, but some new data just came out from the United Kingdom. This is, by the way, the biggest nation in Europe that plays video games. Now, this is from game sales data in the United Kingdom, and they do this every month, it looks like. Now, here's the thing. August of 2024, the statistics on that were just posted, and the main takeaway for me, and as some articles I'm seeing have pointed out, digital sales for video games just this last month here, August of 2024 in the UK, accounted for 75% of all games sold. That is obviously 3/4. And what's very interesting is that this can be compared to the previous year's August, so August 2023, that percentage was 65%, now it's 75%. So it has increased 10% in just a year, which maybe at first might not sound like a lot, but that is massive if you think about it. Going from 65 to 75% in just a year means that this trend is absolutely not plateauing. It is only increasing. And I would say in this last year, it has increased at a very dramatic rate. And I really want to know why. Yeah, I figured, with the start of the 2020s, I figured especially with COVID, it had definitely reached a point of plateau. And it was just kind of, people who prefer digital just went digital, and people who prefer physical went physical, and that was that. But no, it is only increasing. And I know this is just the United Kingdom, but like I said, they are a very big gaming country, and this was also data that was collected from Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, PC, and it was basically all AAA type games. So no, this wasn't just out of a case study of like 100 or 200 people. There were other stats in this article that I also thought were interesting, but that was the main one. GTA 5, by the way, was apparently the most sold game in the UK last month. I don't understand how that happens after 11 years. Well, I guess I should say I do understand it. I mean, it's GTA. But still, but I digress. Overall, it's very clear that as we look into the future, digital is just the new norm for video games and media in general. Obviously, just due to the convenience of it overall, probably especially to just the more casual consumer. It's less of a pain to have to go to a store to get these physical copies. And of course, you have subscription-based services that even add to that convenience factor. Yeah, I mean, I think we all kind of knew that things were going the digital route. I just am extremely surprised how much this percentage is continuing to increase. It's very obvious it has not plateaued. I'm definitely wondering now, when and where is it going to plateau?